Okay, so in terms of the form and structure in this particular piece, I think one of the key things to notice is actually the volume of speech from each of the different characters. If we zoom out a little, you can see that Macbeth dominates the lines in this particular speech. His sections are the longest here. Other than this section at the beginning of 3, we have this effort by Lady Macbeth to take control of the situation at this moment in time. So the form gives us a sense of her effort to control the situation from line 47 to 60. But then it's Macbeth that speaks again. And her responses in terms of their length are quite telling as well. This very simple, the simplicity of her sentence here and the simplicity of her response here, what do you mean? Again, shows us the distance between the characters. So that's evident in the level, in the structure and form of the piece. In terms of sound, there's a number of repetitions, but in terms of sinister alliteration, we see this here in Lady Macbeth's speech, and it's not a coincidence that it's her again. Go carry them and smear the sleepy grooms with blood. That sinister intent is evident in her plotting again. And then, importantly, Macbeth says, I'll go no more, I'm afraid to think what I've done, look on it again, I dare not. And Lady Macbeth just simply says, infirm of purpose. And again, there's another very straightforward exclamation at this particular time. It's an exclamation, and it's simple, and it shows us Lady Macbeth's association of sickness with a lack of pragmatism. She thinks that Macbeth is ill because he can't be pragmatic and practical. Finally, the last thing to note is at the end of Lady Macbeth's effort to take control of the situation, Macbeth just simply says, whence is that knocking? Whence is that knocking? How is it with me when every noise appalls me? And this is what we would call a non sequitur. This does not respond to their situation, but that's partly because of the interruption of the sound from outside. So it's this paranoia that Macbeth is that's evident in Macbeth's non sequitur. He doesn't respond to her dialogue; he responds to the sound. Or again, that's part of the structure of the piece. He doesn't respond to the dialogue, and it shows us the distance between the two characters.